All right, let's see what's happening here. Oh wait, I don't want to do that because I want to watch that later. Let's go live. I don't know who's in here. If anybody is in here, I appreciate you guys for being here. Says we got 2 viewers. That's good. How you doing this fine morning? We got 3 viewers, 2 likes. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Good morning, Diamond. Good morning, Joshua. Looking at AMC, I mean, we're in a positive state right now. A lot of crypto is moving in a positive way. Love seeing that. My G, what's going on? Good morning, Christian. Here every day, all the way here in New Zealand, man. Well, thank you for watching. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. All right, let's. Oh wait, I gotta put a thumbnail. I forgot. I forgot. I don't know what thumbnail. Did I create one? That's what I'm gonna do. AMC, and then put the live stamp somewhere. I don't know if I have it here. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. There we go. I'll do it down here. Boom. I don't know. You know what? That's what I'll do. I'll do it that way. All right. How are you guys doing today? Let me save this. Export. Yeah, I think things are looking sort of up this morning. As you look into the changeover from the morning, we did see a drop down to 37, but I think we're in a decent spot. We've seen some good movement followed by consolidation. So a rip followed by consolidation. Maybe we'll see another rip soon. That would be great. But we don't really know. All right. All right, I missed a lot. I'm trying to put that thumbnail up. Crypto's looking better. Crypto is looking really, really good. XRP is looking great. You know, it's up to 73 cents. Phenomenal. Yeah, good green day today. Time for discounts to end somewhere. Yes. I mean, it's still cheap at $100, but you get what I'm saying. Yes, 100%. In times like these, I'm so glad I grabbed some of the dividend generating tokens. make the red days less painful. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I always grab, dividend paying stocks. I don't ever grab any dividend paying tokens. I think I have one that pays BNB, but I don't even know where that is right now. We'll have to see where exactly that is. Give me a second. Let me look at my trust wallet. I think that's where it is. Yeah, I mean, I doing pretty well. Still have my Safe Moon, still have Tiki token. I still have I got some BNB that's generating. Finally, I can chat here. I mean, I usually keep it open for like the first 30 minutes for subscribers. I can handle red days for AMC if we have a couple of big days. It's the part like yesterday where the market was poop that compounds it. Yeah, I mean, I think the market was pretty bad, but AMC did recover from where it was at its lows, sort of, jumping up about $1 from where that low was. So that's not that bad. Watching you type and reply to me on Discord is weird. I didn't know you jumped on, but I appreciate you. I only kept this under 40. All right, so I've been using dividends more to buy AMC. That's awesome. That's exactly what you want to do. I mean, that's what people are doing with options. That's the play, really. Good morning. How's it going today? Things are going pretty smoothly. I think I'm doing okay. Golf yesterday was fun. I have a fresh new mind. We are seeing that a 0.66% increase. Hopefully we could see a lot more during the day. We noticed I posted the Fintel data in my Discord earlier this morning, actually not too long ago. But I was talking about the FINRA, short volume, and looking at the CBOE short volume and seeing that the total, combined short volume ratio, even though this doesn't include everything, because you can tell the volume yesterday that we did see, I believe, was in the 50s. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it was in the 50s. So let me go by the day and then look at the volume for yesterday. Yeah, yesterday was 55 million. So this would be missing over 10 million shares worth of volume. So missing that 10 million shares, I usually like to just understand that it's probably going to hover around the same, short ratio. So I would say, let's be conservative and say they're still shorting around 30% per day instead of 39%. They're shorting 30% per day. It's just crazy. Just got off work. What's up, Matt? How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. What's your opinion on the DTCC ruling on FTDs? I didn't see anything on FTDs. Yeah, I haven't seen a new ruling on that. But I could tell you a lot of that stuff, I don't believe in it changing the squeeze at all. I don't believe that it will change the situation at all. This is AMC movement has become political. Yeah, pretty much. Need to sneeze. There we go. Good morning, world. Good morning, Matt. Which are the stocks you buy to pay the best dividends, or can you make a list, please? So yeah, in my Patreon, I actually have it set up to where um the second group, I got cat hair flying around. The second group gets a list of the highest paying dividend positions, highest paying dividend stocks, and then I also go through dividend plays, like maybe bi-weekly or sometimes every 3 weeks. But I'll give some different dividend plays that I have. I know I have a lot of money in a position called SPHD that pays a pretty decent dividend and moves pretty solidly. Seeing it from March moving pretty solidly all the way up to 46, and then as we see it dip down, I buy more. So it's basically to where you treat it like a mutual fund. An ETF, you treat it like a mutual fund where you're always contributing to it, and when you contribute to it, it continues to pay you out, and it pays you out monthly. So it's not the highest dividend you could possibly have, but it does pay you out monthly, and you're going to have some consistent growth, some predictable growth. As it does get to some of these lows, as it dips down to some of these lows, it has consistent growth on the way up. So that's what I look for in this position. I continue to invest. Every time this does decrease, I buy back in at a lower point. So, but there's a full list that I have on Patreon that is kind of old at this point, so I guess I can share it. Let's see. I already published it. Yeah, I put one out for July, I believe. Or did I not? I should have. Maybe I didn't upload it. I didn't. Oh, I thought I did. Oh, it's scheduled. Oh, I didn't even see. I have too many things going on. But yeah, I have a list of the highest paying dividend stocks. When Lambo, morning Matt. Good morning. The filing helps prevent naked short selling and FTDs, and also massive market fire sales. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it. 10 million missing shares can be located in the dark pools. You think possibly? Yeah, that's where it's a little bit difficult, because I was taking in this data, and when I would look at the Fintel data before they made this update, to where they split out the FINRA data and the CBOE data. um, when I was looking at it before, it actually tied to what the total volume was, but for some reason, we're seeing a missing amount in the total amount, which I haven't been able to find why we would be seeing that missing amount. So either way, I mean, we're still looking at a ratio to where it's pretty high. 30%, 40%, whatever they end up shorting is pretty high. If they're shorting 51 million plus the CBOE of 13.9 million, you're shorting 60 plus 65 million shares out of, I believe it was 160 something at that point, 160 something million. So the total volume there's been a lot that is not shown. So I don't know. Yeah, I caught COVID again. How can you catch it again? Irony is my heart is acting normal. Well, are you sure it's that? Do you have to Can you I bet you can get like the test back. I don't know how fast the test comes back now. Matt, you should check the BTC back. It's like Tiki, but it pays BTC dividends. Not the worst time to be accumulating Bitcoin. Yeah, you're right. I was just saying, don't trip over viewer counts. Just focus on locking in your core fan base, and once the squeeze is over, you can expand into other stocks and video ideas, and then you'll just start to grow. Yeah, I mean, again, I mean, I know how to grow on YouTube. It's just the issue with so many people, I guess, going to like one place or sticking with one place rather than getting multiple opinions is always a tricky situation. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, you have to really focus on viewer count because it is a business. No matter what, it's a business, because in that time frame, while you're looking at the month that you're in, that's still part of your income that you bring in. So it's part of your budget, everything like that, and you have to really focus. You have to focus on that. And if I have a budget on the revenue, or I have a budget on the expenses, I also have a budget on revenue. So I have to make sure that I hit that budget. I'm in deep in Zom right now. I just needed to hit 80 cents. Yeah, with Zom, I know Zom is tricky. Zom is not doing the right things. The good thing is with Weeble, I was looking at the people that are following it, the people that are watching it, and give me 1 second. I had to get the cat some water. But yeah, with Zom, it's definitely a tricky situation. I don't even know where they're at right now. They're down to 60 cents. I'm currently sitting at 90 cents. And the way that they're moving, they're breaking past certain levels here, dropping down to past 70 cents, down to 60 cents, having multiple touch points at 60 cents. Is showing me, should I put more money into this and drive that cost basis down, so when it does end up making a pretty decent move, I can make that move up. I mean, 60 cents is not I guess a bad price to get into it. But you're right, it's not performing like we hoped, but yesterday wasn't really the best day anyways for anything. You pop on the front page. I clicked the live section and still didn't see you. I clicked subscriptions and I finally found you. Yeah, I don't understand it. It's to a point to where it's not that I'm getting like silenced or anything, or shadow banned. I don't know what's going on. I really don't, because it happens every single time. It happened with credit card content, stimulus content, investing content, AMC, GME, whatever. It happens with it for me, and it's happened for other people as well. If you want, I can post some of my gems in Reddit, the Reddit group. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Yeah, Diamond, definitely do that. It's just a bad time for AMC phone because of the down month. But watching this come, yeah, I agree. I'm literally making about $300 in dividends with my tokens. That's awesome. Per month, or what? Weekly. Wow, that's awesome. I've seen something about AMC Sportsbooks. Is that true? I haven't seen that. AMC Sportsbooks. That would be cool. But how would they possibly do that? I'm not seeing an article on it. I see a video that talks about it, but I haven't seen an article on it. 109 people in here, 7 likes. Hit that like, yeah, guys, hit the like button if you can. It does help out. I think you deserve a lot more viewers. It's misfortune of being so early in the morning. Trey has mentioned you by name, so maybe a partnership or having one of the day guys on the stream sometime. Yeah, I mean, it's probably to a point to where the reason why is because I don't collab with anybody, or I'm not, you know, the household name behind the movement, which is cool. I mean, there's other people that are not household name behind the movement, but you know, I'm not going to harp on it. I'll stick to what I have, and we can go from there. Mac, I just saw your video, bro. I don't know what video you saw, but yes, I can. Just they stick down your nose is terrible. Oh yeah, yes it is. Thanks for replying to my comment. I just wrote you on WhatsApp, and hope you got all my credit card info. What? Don't give anybody your credit card info anywhere. What's going on? Let's not make any decisions or reply to anybody that's talking about WhatsApp. Don't do that. Yeah, I invested another 1,200 shares of Zom at 60 cents. I'm going to continue buying down. And did you hear about GME getting moved to the S&P 400? Yeah, there's a lot of things I haven't heard about. It's like you take a little bit of time off and it's just... Oh, yes, I did hear about that. I did hear about that. I think someone mentioned me on Twitter. I don't know how to... It's not like tag. Twitter's a different animal. Yeah, someone did say that. And that was yesterday. Yeah, someone mentioned that to me at like 6 o'clock yesterday. What's the most amount of viewers you ever had? 18K? No, yeah, 19K. And that was in February, I believe. Your household name here, brother. Well, I appreciate that. Hopefully I am, because this is my channel. It should be. So Ortex data shows there are 1 million shares returned yesterday with no impact on the price. Don't you think hedge funds can take their time and return the shares slowly? See, the problem is that Ortex data is different than the actual short data. So yes, there were shares returned, right? If you could talk about 1 million shares returned, right? Okay, those 1 million shares were returned. They did borrow, you know, let's say they borrowed another million shares. I think the borrowed change was 1 million. The total return might have been 3 million, and then the borrowed was like 2 million. So basically, this number right here, when you look at borrowed shares, that doesn't mean the amount they're shorting. This means the amount that they're returning, whether, you know, they're returning from shorts or whatever. But what you need to focus on is the amount that they're actually shorting in the day, because just because they borrow the shares doesn't mean that they're shorting those shares. So they borrow a bunch of shares in different time periods, and then they short the hell out of it in one day to where they short it, 40% or 30%. You're looking at 12 million, 16 or 17 million short volume versus the amount of shares that they return. So just because you've seen them return the volume or the shares doesn't mean that they're not shorting at a hefty amount. This is why I don't understand why we're not seeing a massive amount of estimated, short interest. So when we look at the 76 million, that should be a lot higher. Just looking at how much they're shorting over here, right here alone was over 100 million. And then you're starting to get into, another 60 million, another, 70 million altogether. It's just a lot that's going into it. So if they're shorting that much and they're only returning 3 million, 6 million a day, you should actually have an increase in that short volume. So they could keep returning low amounts, but if they return the amounts without shorting it, then you'll see a price increase. But the fact that they're continuously shorting it is a different story. Is AMC fully dependent on the share Russell 2000? I don't believe so. I mean, it's heavily weighted in that index, I believe. Well, I said we need to be above $220 for AMC to do well. That's right, Matt. Be different. Yeah, I have to be. Borrowed shares doesn't mean shorted. Yes, 100%. Your show is a bit more personal, and you answer all the questions. Thanks for my. Yeah, no problem. I mean, I try to answer as many questions as possible, and then when we get to more viewers, obviously, I go to members only in order to answer a lot of the questions that come from members, and try to encourage people to become a member and not a super chat. Obviously, if views are low, it makes sense to support the creators in any way, just so that it makes sense for me to keep doing it. Because if it takes 3 hours out of my day to to stream, it only takes me 15 minutes to upload a video. So it's like, which one do I do here? If I'm getting 2,000 views from streaming, and I'm getting 2,000 views from making a video, what makes more sense? Taking 15 minutes to make a video that may update you, or streaming? So that's why it always needs to have that level, and I don't ever ask for super chats. But that's where we really take it. It's like, oh, the concurrent viewers are at 400 or 500 or whatever, and that would be amazing. But if we stay at 200 for a long period of time, like right now, the first 30 minutes, the max viewers that we had, I think, was 219 where we're at now. So, but I appreciate anybody that stops by, that asks questions, because I mean, it's always great to have people in your live stream. They can borrow and they can return them without shorting. Yes, exactly. Taco tracker info updated. Dark pool percentage is slightly down. Whoa. Let's go back to AMC and GME. Let's pull up GME too. GME is down. AMC is up. Not looking bad. AMC is at $38.35. GME is at $177.50. Let me actually bring up Twitch. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, please do so. Playing the harp. That's, yeah, it's 6.9 viewers, 6.9K viewers. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. Shitload of naked shorts, I bet. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm seeing. That's combined. How can the amount they borrow be so small compared to the actual short volume each day? So, um, every time they borrow, a lot of times you'll see this end up being. So let me go back to. Whoops. Let me go back to Ortex. A lot of times you'll see the amount of borrowed shares be way higher than what the return shares would be. Now, these return shares could be, it could be a lot of things. It's not just going to be short volume that you'll see the return shares from. Majority of it will be the short volume, but you won't see everything including short shares. You can return shares that are a part of other things. So if you are returning 3 million shares and you're seeing a borrowed shares of 5 million, right? This 3 million shares, maybe 2 million is actually the short volume that was there. So when they borrow these shares, and you could see the same thing with the borrowed shares, they borrow it for other reasons. But if you see a surplus here, if you see something where it's actually a positive move, then that means that they could be holding those for a later date. And what they did previously is they gathered a bunch of shares and they borrowed a bunch of shares previously in order to find a way to short it. So they haven't, like, they're borrowing what shares they can borrow every day because they're getting to a point to where you can't borrow any more shares than what's out there, right? So if they're trying to borrow as many as they can, whatever shares that come in, they're trying to capture those and borrow those so they can short them the next day or short them the day after that. So they're trying to gather up all the breadcrumbs in order to make like a piece of bread, basically. So it's crazy. That's what doesn't make sense to me, seeing the amount of short volume that comes through and seeing the amount of estimated short interest here, seeing that at 76.37 million shares when it should be 576.37 million. Like, that's basically what they should be. They probably are shorting out there, and I don't know where that those numbers are, but they're somewhere. Where are they pulling tens of millions of shares from? I have no idea exactly where they're pulling it from. I don't even follow AMC stats anymore. It's just confusing measures. And it's flat out ridiculous. Yeah, I 100% am with you. I am 100% confused with the short data. 100% confused. I don't know what's real and what's fake, but it all doesn't line up, so we know that it's flawed. At least your sound sync is okay. Yeah, sometimes it's on, sometimes it's off. I don't know. I don't know why. Only explanation is heavy naked shorting and some people selling. Yeah. AMC squeezes and all returns will be put into GME, I believe. Hedge funds are in a double whammy. I think both of them will make their move at the same time. I think Carl Cam would be genius. I'm guessing he could run my portfolio better than I have so far. He's been doing okay. I think his portfolio. Let's look at his portfolio. I'm gonna look at it. I'll update people on Patreon. Yeah, I'm gonna look at. I think we're down. His portfolio is pretty down. Yeah, his whole portfolio is down. After seeing, I guess, yesterday's movement, the total loss is about $9.40. Total gain slash loss percentage is 2.34%. He was up at a high, it was like 14%, and now he's down 2.34%. So It's now Carl and Daisy's portfolio because both of them are choosing. Carl doesn't want to cooperate with me. He just doesn't want, I don't know what cat doesn't want treats, but Daisy always comes to the rescue and she gets there first. So she made the decision last week. It's now Carl's calls and Daisy's decisions. $576.93 short interest confirmed. That could be the next title of my video. AMC, they're short 576. How many views do you think I get off that? Who's going to be the 1,000th like or the 100th like? Oh, okay, they already got to that point. Good morning, Matt. Should I change my Weeble account to a cash account instead of a margin account so they can't sell my shares? No, all you have to do is turn that off. Turn you loaning your shares out off. You can turn that off easily with the app. But a margin account helps you out because then you don't have to worry about, you know, unsettled funds and all that stuff. So I would just keep it how it is, a margin account, but just turn it off. Rug pulling the like button. If the DTCC knows how many shares are out there, why doesn't the SEC just ask the DTCC how many shares? Because then that would put information out there that they don't want out there. The SEC isn't on our side. I don't know if you know that. I think hedge funds they just misrepresent all their position. Yeah, I would agree. It looked like the amount they short each day is 10x what they actually borrow each day. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing, and it makes no sense to me at all how we're seeing those numbers and where we can go from here to even see what the actual short interest is. Poor Carl. That's a joke of cat litter. Yes, he's not going to be able to afford that. I'm sure he's fine. What's up, man? He's just staring at me. $20 million concurrent viewers. Simple. So if I just put short interest confirmed 576%, I'm not going to do that. That is clear clickbait. Lucky for Carl, naps are free. Yes, naps are free. And also staring at people is free. Good morning, Matt and family. Good morning, Brian. Thank you for stopping by. Everybody, thank you for stopping by. If you guys haven't had a chance to hit the like button, definitely hit the like button. We're looking at AMC. It's about 1% up. So hopefully we can either stay at that point, obviously, or grow. And it looks like, you know, we're on we have solid upward movement here. Solid upward momentum. We got to a high of $38.42, and now we're sitting at $38.37. $38.37. So not too far off from the high. So let's see if we can break past that point and jump above, because we need to see like a 50% day. That's what I'm waiting for. I shared your video and I asked for more likes. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, hit that like button, everybody. I've never heard your take on the squeeze. You never heard my take on the squeeze? Well, like where do you really even start? I mean, if you're talking about the overall look of the squeeze, or the reason why it will squeeze, is mainly because they're heavily shorting these positions, to a point to where it's just unbelievable. And it's not something that we can see in front of our face. It's something that's hidden behind the scenes, right? They're trying to hide as much as they can from us because they understand that we're holding a lot of the stock. My take on the squeeze and where it can go is it can definitely get to $1,000 to $3,000. $1,000 to $2,000 is the floor. But I was just comparing it to like something like Amazon, where Amazon's at $3,626, and they have the exact, or close to the exact same share count that's out there. Shares outstanding. The free float is different, but the shares outstanding total 500. I think they have 504 million, and this AMC is 501 million. And we're holding 80% of the stock. With like supply and demand rules, we understand where it should be, if they weren't shorting it, right? If they didn't short the position and it was just something where you had a lot of buy volume and you had people that were holding that position, it should be up in the thousands. Now, when you include the squeeze with this situation, it brings it to higher and higher levels, to where $5,000 to $10,000 definitely comes into play. $10,000 to $20,000 comes into play as well, because the amount that they will be shorting, first the FOMO buying that's going to be included in this, then 90% of us holding these positions, right? And it's probably going to be somewhere around like 80%, right? It's still going to be around 80, 85%. Institutions are going to hold a massive amount as well, but we're going to be holding basically 90% of the position. And while they're also covering their shares because they have to buy back their positions, and they're getting crumbs. So every single bit that they have to buy, they will have to buy at a higher and higher price. So my take on the squeeze is that we're definitely going to see it get into the thousands. Do you think the hedge funds are stalling because they think this COVID thing is going to come back and mess things up again for AMC? Yeah, I mean, so hedge funds play on fundamentals a lot, right? Besides the fact that fundamentals, or it's not fundamentally sound that they shorted this position a hefty amount anyways, or any position really. But they play on fundamentals all the time. So if they have news, any type of bad news that says, hey, AMC is now going to close down, revenue's going to suck, and all this other stuff, and they're just not going to be able to survive, that's going to drive obviously less revenue through the door. It's also going to scare a lot of the older investors, because people that only follow mainstream media saying that AMC is going to collapse, anybody that was holding AMC as an older investor is probably going to just get out of their position. So they're waiting for that so that they can drive the price down organically rather than what they're doing with their shorting. But yeah, I think that's a part of it. But I also think they're trying to just scare people off by shorting the position and not giving them clear information on what's actually happening. So showing us it's only 14%, 14.93% short interest to free float, that's kind of normal. Every stock that you find will be shorted, somewhere in that 10% range. Right? Because a lot of people short positions, and it's not going to be something where they heavily, short it, but it should be shorted within like say 5 and 10% of like average. You're going to have people that short the positions. So let's see if I can actually, I don't even know what Amazon's ticker symbol is. AZM. Is that what it is? So people don't short Amazon. Let's take that whole entire statement back. People do not short Amazon. That's not a thing you want to do. I guess that's obviously not a good example. But what you would know is that people do short positions on a regular basis. So if they're shorting those positions on a regular basis, then what you're going to see is that you have a lot of buy volume, you have sell volume, and you have short volume. So seeing 15%, which this has, did it just update? Because it's 15% flat. No. That's weird. It's 15% flat now. There's no... Huh. Well, seeing this at 15% is still like lowish compared to where we would see some other ones that have a high short interest of like 40 or 60 or 100%. Behind the scenes, this is probably at 100%, but we don't really know. My price target remains the same price since the beginning, $100 to $200, and I'm out. Yeah, I mean, wherever your price target is, that's great. I have targets that I want to, yeah, I have targets that I want to get to, and it's different targets. I'm not just going to pull all out at $100 or $200. $100, you can easily take out your initial investment plus profit, and then you can continue to grow from there. $200, you can take out some more, maybe a little bit more. You can take out the same amount as your initial investment plus the profit that you took before, and basically you'll be pulling out less shares, right? So, and then whatever you have left, you can continue to roll with as you please, wherever you feel it's going to get to. But taking all of it at certain levels is not necessarily the best thing, because if it does end up squeezing, it's not going to be something where it pulls back. It's going to go up, consolidate, go up, consolidate. You're going to see it skyrocket in different candles and, halt and all that stuff. But FOMO buying will be to a point to where it does increase to 100, probably comes back to, it's going to increase to like 120, then come back to probably like 90 or 80, and then probably consolidate somewhere around there, or $70. And then where people will end up making their move, anybody that did pull some out at 120, you're going to see that people buy back in at those lower numbers. And then what they're going to do is ride that up again. So like for me, if I have certain levels to where I'm going to pull out 20 shares here, 20 shares there, I can take those 20 shares that are at 100 and, put a lot of that money back in at 70, if that happens. But once it gets past FOMO buying, once FOMO buying happens and it goes to 400, 500, I don't know where FOMO buying will stop. I'm guessing it's somewhere around GME's prices or its peak point of $500. Then you're going to start to see a lot of the covering take place. Because just remember, like GME, it squeezed, or was on the verge of squeezing, with just the fact that they were going to cover their shorts, not the fact that people were holding 80% of the stock. You know what I mean? If 80% of the stock or 100% of the stock is actually held by someone, then it's going to be pretty big. Whatever that squeeze ends up being, it ends up being really big. But GME did not have as many people holding that position. You had a couple of people that believed in the position, that followed, DFV, that, went with the movement and was just like, this is going to make a huge move, and held onto the position. But you didn't have a lot of people that believed in it as much as they believe in GME and AMC now. So seeing how many people hold this position is going to bring this to crazy numbers. That's what I'm saying. It's completely different than what we've seen with GME in the first start of a squeeze, I would say, because they didn't finish the ball game there. But at the end of the day, they need to cover. That's all I care about. Yes. Too many paper hands when you have over 500 million shares outstanding. Yeah, you're right. You're right. There is going to be a lot of paper hands when you have 500 million shares outstanding. This is where it starts to get to a point where it's like, you have to start playing mental games and understanding what most people will do. Out of 80% of the stock, let's say, was it 400 million, something like that. Let's just say 400 million. Out of 400 million shares that people are holding, how many people are going to be able to hold, if they see their account get to $500,000, or they see their account get to $1 million? How many people are going to hold? Probably not a lot of people. There's probably going to be some people that believe in where this can go and will say 100K, the floor, that's the only place that I'm selling. But if you see, I guarantee, if you see $5 million in your account, you're going to be happy to take, either a few million or just take all of it. I guarantee it. So what I'm always thinking of is like, at what point will people end up pulling out of their position? At what point have I seen people pull out of their position before? What's the average amount of shares that people hold? 100 and 120, right? 120. If you're looking at people holding $120, where are they most likely to get out at? If you're holding 100 shares, $10,000 seems like the $1 million mark. You looking at $5,000, and that could be, an easy $500,000 mark. So it could be somewhere in between $5,000 and $10,000 to where you see a lot of people make a move, a pretty big move, a pretty substantial move at that. So just be aware of where, those levels are. Are you still 100% in Dogecoin when you, wait, what? When you sell? Yeah, I'm still in Dogecoin. I still have my my positions. Let me go to, so Dogecoin right now is at 21 cents. I plan on selling some at around, I was going to say 50 cents. But I plan on selling some at close to 50 cents. I think it's like, I'm going to go like 48. I have to like look at some of the resistance points, but it's going to be before before 50 cents. And then we're going to see that pull back just a little bit. And then I'm going to buy back in a little bit lower. Not to the same extent, because I'm probably going to put some more maybe into some AMC, like call options or something. I'll take some of that money and put it into somewhere else, or put it into like GME, or pull it out and put it into other cryptocurrency. Depends what I feel like doing. Bitcoin just hit 40K, which is crazy. Dogecoin is at 21. Ethereum's at 2,300. Ethereum Classic is at 49. Litecoin is almost at 140. XRP is definitely making a move. It's up 15%, up to 73 cents. People are buying that up. XLM is making a move too. That's up 6%. Cryptocurrency is making some pretty decent moves right now. But yes, I wanted to show you my positions. So yeah, I still have 21,473 coins, 0.84. I still have all of those. And for, let's see, let's go to popular. And for people that are worried about this, I still have 900 shares of AMC, and I still have 20 shares of GME at 220. I should probably buy more of GME. Do I have any more space? It's currently at 177. Do I have any more? Oh yeah, I guess I can buy two. And if it comes down, I could buy two. In the last month, I'm down 17K, and mainly it's because AMC has dropped quite a bit, and obviously SOS and Zomedica both have made horrible moves. Yesterday, I was up $300 on SOS, but that's still not making a dent, because the last price is $277, and my average price is $396. So that's not sitting well. I have about $7,000 invested, or $8,000 invested in SOS, and $6,000 invested in Zomedica. I wish that I could have taken that positive movement that we've seen when it went up to $1 and like 10 cents or something. Can't remember what it went to. And then been able to put all of that back in at 60 cents. That would have been amazing. So, are you legally allowed to share your positions? Yeah, you're legally allowed to share your positions. You actually should disclose what you're holding. So a lot of times I'll show you exactly what I'm holding here, and yeah, if you don't show it and tell people that you have a position there, then it looks a little bit more sketchy, to where it's like, oh, you're just trying to push something and then have your positions hidden, how much you have. So telling people or showing people from time to time is not bad. Is Shiba worth getting into? So I have Shiba coin, but I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it's 100% worth it to me, because they don't like they don't have a burn rate. They have 394 trillion coins, and I think that's accurate. 394 trillion, somewhere around that. And having that many coins means that in order to get to 1 penny or $1, you have to have an insane market cap. So that's why it ends up being very tricky to get to higher and higher numbers. Matt and Trey don't show their positions. Yeah, that's because, oh, sorry, I kicked my. The reason why they don't show their positions, and I'm gonna have to adjust this camera. Reason why they don't show their positions is because I guess they're dealing with lawyers that usually don't show positions. Like they're usually fighting that fight anytime there is like a legal battle. Lawyers will have different ways to play this out, whether you could play it as, you know, somebody that shows their position and is transparent and is open, not influencing people to buy it, just telling people, hey, look, you know, just to let you know, I hold stock in this, and this is how much I hold, just to let you guys know. You could play it that way, or you could play it the way where you're like, oh, well, I have positions, but I'm not going to show you how much I have, just so I don't influence you in buying it, you know? So Ortex just updated. I thought they would update at 7. Today's changes. Perfect. I'm gonna update at 6:59. I had a baby crying upstairs. Harper's always doing something. she's been trying to pick her up lately, which is not good. What? Should I just copy the whole thing to give everybody the information? Perfection. Boom. There we go. All right. Why is Coors advertising Weeble so much? I don't support Chinese app. I mean, you push Weeble because he uses the platform. If you believe in it, you push it. It doesn't matter what it actually is. We are seeing it pull back a little bit for AMC. Jumped above the previous level, so went up to, is resisting at 38 basically 38.50 is where it's resisting from. But yeah, it's not an issue with like where it's from for me. I'm okay with the platform. It doesn't matter if it's a Chinese platform, an Indian platform, American platform, whatever it is. Like I only care about if I can use it, if it's usable. So all right, so it's been an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and close this up to members only. I appreciate everybody that is a subscriber. If you want to become a member, please do so. It's only 99 cents. I don't really encourage people to to super chat. If you want to super chat, it does help out, especially on these low volume days or these low viewer days. So definitely do so. But you don't need to. People advertise Weeble and Robinhood for free stocks. Yes, that too. You advertise Weeble and Robinhood for free stocks, but it's also an amazing platform. I'm not gonna lie. I talk about the fact that Weeble's a good platform, Fidelity's a good platform, TD Ameritrade is an amazing platform. All others, I have Ally. I don't put any money into Ally, but it's an okay platform. It's not the best. And then you can talk about something like Interactive Brokers. I hear it's okay. I don't really like it. You can also talk about Charles Schwab, which TD Ameritrade and Charles Schwab are kind of they're merged together. So I don't understand why they wouldn't make that a separate platform. E-Trade is not that bad. I haven't used it, but I've seen it. E-Trade is not that bad. KJ, thank you for becoming a member and upgrading your membership. I appreciate that. Yes, welcome. Yeah, I make it very cheap. It's only like the first level of membership, it's only 99 cents. Literally, it's like nothing. I mean, people pay, people pay others like $20 in super chats and $10, $20, $50 in super chats. And I'm just like, why not just make it members only? Oh yeah, I forgot. It's a business. It's great to be able to have super chats, to have an inflow of cash from that. But I'd rather have people as a member create a community than anything. No shade being thrown. I'm just using a Norwegian broker. 100% no BS there. That's awesome. I just pulled up to my job. Hope AMC runs today. I want to go home. I hear you. Devin paying 200 today. Yes, it's gonna get to 200 today. I'm pretty sure. That's where he's gonna go with it. Well, AMC is going to 200 today by 2 o'clock. That's funny. AMC right now is down. It's up 0.37%, but it was up 1% at its peak, and now it has fell below the 200 EMA. So are most people here holding 1,000 shares or so? I'm just chilling here with my measly 100 shares. And Chef Hood only has 40. I have 150 shares. The average is 120. So I would imagine people are holding, a couple hundred. But then you have a lot of people, like you have larger whales. 40 is enough to be rich, in my opinion. What is she doing? She better not be trying to stomp on the dog. Selling at 15, or selling 15 at 200. Okay. At 135 shares, I have 520 here. Yeah, so people aren't really large whales, right? You're not a person that it can easily make you money. 100 shares, 40 shares, whatever, 5 shares can easily make you some decent money out of it. 1,622. You have the most here. I know people have I know people less than 10 fortunate in what they have. Comparison is a thief of joy. I have 100. I'm buying a little every week. I got 23 shares. Or I want 100. Okay. Average shareholder was 120. I think Adam Aaron said yes. I have 77 left. I had 100. I have 335. So there are people here. Like I said, there are people here. There's only one person here that's over 1,000, and that's Noel. Congratulations that you have 1,622. Hopefully your cost basis is still really low at like $10. 420. 420. Oh, yeah. New since April. Please break down the meaning of the Ortex data. Meaning what does the data mean in the stock price? And get the high interest is bad, but the free float and the other stuff. Let's see. Let's go to Ortex data. So when we look at the this data, we're mainly focusing on a lot of these parts. So we're looking at the utilization, we're looking at the shares on loan, we're looking at the short interest change, we're looking at the return shares, borrowed change. So basically, when we look at this data here, if we're focusing on a lot of this data, this is where you really want to keep your eye. We're looking at the borrowed shares. So when we see what they're going to borrow, they can borrow it for a number of things. But what we're focusing on is where they're borrowing it for shorting. Majority of this data is going to be borrowed for shorting. Now, this is showing NA because it hasn't been updated yet. But typically, you'll see this at like 3 million or something. 1 million, 3 million or something like that. This means that they're actually borrowing shares for that purpose of shorting the position. And they don't have to short it today. They don't have to short it tomorrow. They don't have to short it the next day. They can, short it whenever the hell they want. But the return shares means that they are returning some of those shorts. So they're covering some of their short positions because they felt like, they're just losing a ton of money at that point. So they cover some of them. Maybe they'll reshort later, right? So that's where you're getting to that. So then when you see the short interest change, that's going to be the difference between, this and this, the percentage difference between this and this, which would be the borrowed change. So hopefully that does make sense. Now, when you look at the short interest of free float, you're actually going to break this down. And what this is going to give you is basically saying out of the 500 million shares that they have outstanding, you're going to see 76 million shares that are shorted, which is about 15% of that total free float amount. And then what you do want to focus on there is you also want to look at how that's going to change. This is all estimated. So this doesn't mean that it's 100% accurate. This is only 85% of the data. And then when you look at something, you obviously want to see the shares on loan and how many shares they actually have loaned out there, which is close to 100 million, which is pretty huge. There's a lot of things going on. Sorry, I just need to. Wow. So basically, it gives you a lot of data that you can follow. The only thing is it's not really making sense to me. It's not really tying to the amount that they're shorting because they're borrowing shares, but they're not shorting it right away. So then we're seeing them borrow 3 million shares, but then on the same day, they're shorting 40 million shares. So they obviously borrowed on previous days, or they're naked shorting a lot, which means that they're not borrowing fake shares in order to short. I was hearing high numbers before. Hope some of y'all didn't sell. Some at 60 or 70. If they did sell at 60 or 70, then this would be the perfect time to make a move back in. So it's always great to trim some off the top whenever you feel it's at a peak point, but you shouldn't ever sell all of it. I don't think you should. In any case, I don't think you should sell all of it. Never rip the Band-Aid clean off because it takes away all potential. Oh, you have your cost base is $11.05. That's amazing to have 1,622 shares. That is perfect. Picture perfect. 340 and my wife has 50. That's awesome. Chef Hood on purpose. Let's see those diamond hands in the chat, baby. Yeah. Well, you better not be selling before 100K or our friendship is over. No, that's not the case. You can trim some off if you want to at certain points. Don't. Did anyone of you sell at 60 or 70? Nope. Yep. Hell no. I love Weeble too. Fun fact: was on the phone with a transition customer service, and they didn't know what TradingView or Weeble was. Some of these brokers are actually dinosaurs. Yeah. How accurate is the Ortex data? How accurate is it? Since it's estimated, I mean, I think it's pretty accurate. This is the closest thing we have to accuracy, right? So if I had to put it from 1 to 10, I would say it's probably about a 7.5. But it's the closest thing we have to being 100% accurate. It's just they report what they see, and if I would say it's very close to being accurate. I may be being a little ridiculous saying 7.5. It might be somewhere around 8.5. It's accurate. It's just they can't report what they don't see. So it's only about 80 to 85% of the data that you will see. Yeah, it's not everything, but it's pretty accurate in the data that they do report. It's just this is all estimated. So if there's something in the background to where there's a ton of like naked shorts that's happening, you're not going to see that. As accurate as a bent rule. hey, that works. You can get angles with a bent ruler. You can create rainbows with a bent ruler. I mean, I feel like it's accurate. Crazy info to keep track of or not keep track of. Yeah, it is. And there's a lot more to Ortex that they actually have that I want to explore, because if you go to Ortex as a whole and you just search different positions, you can literally get so much data. It's kind of data overload. So you really want to focus on what you can get here. So this is something that I want to look into more, because obviously I'm paying for it. But if I type in AMC, I can literally get so much data here that it's literally data overload. You have analysts information where they say there's a four analysts say sell, 5 analysts say hold, 0 say buy, which is ridiculous. Return potential is negative 86%, which is just ridiculous. And yeah, I mean, you can see a lot of data here, and I wouldn't follow this for anything that's I would follow it. I was going to say I wouldn't follow it for anything that's heavily put into the mainstream media as something negative or spreading FUD in any way. But I think Ortex is unbiased, I think. But yeah. But guys, we have 314 people in here. If you guys could hit the like button, that would be amazing. Matthew's Dusty PS5. Can you go to sleep? Yeah, I'll sell at 200. I can't handle 100 plus drops and increases. Yeah, I mean it's going to be pretty big. There's going to be a lot of movement there. What are the crypto catalysts? Tesla, Elon, Amazon. I think Amazon is one of them, but right now that news is actually kind of came and gone, came and went. I don't know what the phrase is. Let's see crypto news. Bitcoin has the longest winning streak in 2021. We're starting to see some movement up and a break past certain levels. Tax Elizabeth Warren on crypto says DeFi is progressive. Exchange Binance says to share legal tax data with regular. Okay. Amazon explores, that's 1 day ago. So yeah, I feel like that information has gone, but we're still seeing crypto make a decent move. XRP has come back a little bit. It's now up 12% instead of up 15. XLM is now up 5%. Litecoin's up 1%. Ethereum Classic is up 2% basically. Ethereum's up 1%. Dogecoin's up 2%. It's up to 21. It has broken that 21 barrier. Has it went? Yeah, it went to 23 recently. So some of these levels, obviously, when I see some of these levels, I want to find the right level to pull out of to see some of these points. But we are seeing some consistent growth here. So let's see if that can, stay where we want it to. It has gotten up to 29. I don't know if it's going to go up to about 27 or 29 and end up breaking those levels or actually resisting from those levels. That's interesting to see. So I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that. But we have seen it get up to 23, and I think that that's going to be a point to where it does maybe resist from. I need to stop stressing. It does come a point where I need to take some profit. Yeah, 100%. But I think you take what you're comfortable with. I've come to realize that if you are stressing about $100 to $200 moves or whatever, I feel as though taking your initial investment and maybe just like a little portion of profit will actually calm your nerves, and you won't be, looking for that to increase every single second. Obviously, we want it to increase, but it's something where, since I've taken not all of my initial investment, because I did put some back in there, but I've taken majority of my initial investment, I'm comfortable with whatever happens because I know that $10,000 of that initial investment is sitting somewhere else. You know what I mean? And I can look at it and say, I have about $8,000 in crypto and say, that's where my initial investment is sitting. It's in crypto. And I feel comfortable with it in crypto. Now, if I said it's in the stock market and it's in some of my other positions, now I would be upset because SOS and Zomedica are down quite a bit. And also GME is down quite a bit. And I have GME at 220. That's just me. You do you. Yeah. I'm not telling anybody else to do. Those are shows. Everybody got to do what's best for them and their families. Yes. XRP up 17%. It says it's up 12% for me. I've been stuck with the Abe since February, from $14 to $6 to now. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could have made those moves at those levels, but when I had those moves at the levels of $5, I couldn't put more money in there. I remember when Jeremy from Financial Education said he was going to invest money in at $5, like $10,000 worth or something like that. It might have been, or it might have been 20,000. I don't know, but it was going to be a lot that he was going to invest into AMC when it got to $5, and it got down to $4.60, and he didn't put money into it. And then he came out and said on the day before it ended up pushing to 70, 76 or something like that, he said that it was not going to get to 100, and it will barely get to 50. And then the day after that, it pushed to 76. And it was pretty funny because I was like, I went back to that stream and I was like, this didn't age well. But Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can't really see exactly what's going to happen, but we know what's going to happen. We know the ultimate goal of this, and what we truly believe in, where AMC is going to make their moves. Guys, we have 330 people in here. If you guys can hit the like button, that would be great. Looks like we're only going to get 1,000 views to this. Tell you, it's getting more tough to do these streams. Only 1,000 views to this. This is crazy. Because it takes 3 hours to do these streams. I could have recorded a reaction video, probably posted just an AMC updated video of the pre-market, and I could have posted some other stuff, and I would have topped out at like maybe $50, $60 that I would have gained from this, but I'm going to gain $10 from this stream. Ridiculous. And the thing is like, what's great is most of the people that are in here are in here. Like, they've stayed here literally the whole entire stream, which is not bad. It's just sometimes you have people that go in and out, and with most of the people that are here, the 300 people that are here, they've just stay here, and that's good. It's good for like what's it called, watch hours. But then, like, if I don't play as many ads, then it's not going to be something where the ads get paid out at that point. But you think the squeeze is going to be a day or days spread out? I think it's going to be multiple days spread out. The ultimate squeeze is probably going to be very quick. It's going to be a day into the after hours market, and then in the next day, it's actually going to decrease. So the peak point of that squeeze, yes, I think so. You wanted to drop $1,000 to $2,000 at $6, but my family talked me out of it. Well, that sucks. Be patient. Your numbers are gonna go up. Bring your brother. He's gonna be here on Thursday, but that's not during the day. He works during the day. I haven't got a notice in over a week. Like a notification? You haven't gotten a notification in a week? You think Cardano is a better play than Doge right now? I think Doge has more potential to not more potential to double and triple. It can double a lot faster than what Cardano can, because Cardano's at $1 and what, 30 cents, $1.40. That means that you have to get to basically $3 in order for that to double in the value that you have. But I think the overall long-term value, yeah, I think it has more long-term potential than Doge. Doge, every single year, it's adding on 5.2 billion coins, which decreases the price. So if you don't have an influx in volume or an increase in volume, then you're not gonna see that go up. Of course, 80 is a great play. Cardano can go up to 40. I would say 30. Actually, I haven't checked my Doge sheet in a while. Do I have that? So where it currently stands, that's Litecoin. I was gonna say that's a little low. Where's Cardano? Do I have Cardano? Yeah. Cardano at $10 right now with its supply of 31 million. Or sorry, 31, basically 32 billion. Would be sitting at about $320 billion worth of a market cap. Now with the peak point, with it getting to Bitcoin like numbers or a Bitcoin like market cap, $30 of a price would get it up to about $950 billion dollars worth of a market cap, which that gets it up to Bitcoin like levels, where Bitcoin was at 1.2 trillion. So that's the full potential. But what I would say is to probably push for something half of that, somewhere around 479 billion, which is where Ethereum usually is. So that's around $15. And if I can obviously add on more ADA, that will be really big. I do see ADA as being a larger player in this game. It's not going to be something to where the price is crazy, but it's decent. Amy R, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate that a lot. It means the world. Split my Dogecoin, but wait. Split my Dogecoin, put half into Cardano yesterday. That's awesome. Whatever you feel is a great play for you, definitely take it. I'm not going to influence anybody in putting into any position. I believe in both. I believe in both to increase and at least double in value. The volume is super low. Volume is super low today. Oh, today or just low. For AMC, it's pretty low. At 7 o'clock, we're sitting at about 42K worth of volume in Weeble alone, which is probably somewhere around 80 or 100K total. So that sucks. That's assuming the overall crypto market won't grow exponentially. I mean, even if it does, Bitcoin is always sitting at a higher dominance than a lot of others, right? They're usually at like what 40%, 50% dominance, right? But you're seeing Bitcoin go up to $1.2 trillion worth of a market cap. If Bitcoin rises to a level of, basically being at what 2 trillion, $3 trillion market cap, then that could be huge for other positions to get to that potential as well. But I'm not so sure that Bitcoin will make those moves. I know people are saying it can get to 100K. 100K would give it, I think, close to 2 trillion, because 62K or 67K was somewhere around 1.3 or something, 1.2, 1.3 trillion. So yeah, I think it can get it close. Bitcoin's dominance will go down eventually. I do believe it will. Are you still bullish on internet computer, or are you waiting for a support on it first? No, I'm still bullish. Where the prices are now, I'm still bullish on it. The amount of supply that they have is 100 and blah blah blah, 100 and something million, which is in line with where Ethereum is. So seeing it at $50 and seeing it have the potential to go a lot higher, I'm still bullish on internet computer. I am going to wait for more support levels. Like right now I have 50 coins of internet computer and I'm going to continue to add to it. I have $2,000 worth. It has grown from, I would say, invested amount. I don't really have that detail, but invested amount has to be like 1,400. And where it's at now, it's sitting at about 2,200. Coinbase added Polymath. Your analysis, thanks. Let's see. Let's go to Coin Market Cap. Okay, so let's bring this over here. So Polymath is sitting at about 23 cents, right? That's pretty big of a move at its peak point. Where how long ago did it get introduced? Let's look at all. So in February of 2018, we have seen an increase up to about $1.60. Now with the recent increase in in the crypto market, we have seen it get to a level of 69 cents, which is great, right? That's perfect. That's usually where people wanted to get to. It got to about, I guess, 70 cents up here. Has dipped all the way back down to about 11 cents, to where some of these lows were actually at 4 cents, 5 cents, 2 cents, 1 cent, getting to some of those lows. And if we're seeing the crypto market start to increase here, then what we could expect is for it to make some of these moves back to retest some of these areas. Now, the total potential of this, if it's actually, if they just added Polymath, that probably makes it a good buy. Let's see if I go to Coinbase where the popularity is before I get into some of the other numbers. Where's that? Yeah, this is new. So it looks like right now, I can't tell you where it's going to go based on the popularity. So I look at this and see the popularity right now is 83rd most held. It was just it just was added, so it's brand new, which means it has an 84% buy to 16% sell, which is amazing. The market cap is around 154 million. We can see the supply is 618 million, so it's less than a billion, which gives it a lot of potential to grow. I would say this can definitely go higher. Seeing this get to let's see, a level of, let me bring this down here, actually look at 618 million multiplied by whatever price, let's say 100 equals, I was gonna say that pulled up the wrong way, sorry. 8. All right, so the level that it will get to, right? If it gets to $100, which it can get to $100, it will only be at $61 billion market cap. So that's not big at all, right? That's not huge. And I hope that math is right. I think it is right. Let's make sure that that's yeah. So it'll only be at a $61 billion market cap, which is not bad at all compared to some of these other ones. So the potential is definitely high. For it to go from 25 to 100 is definitely high. You want to start seeing this hold time end up going up, because if a typical hold time is 1 day, that means that people are buying it and selling it and getting out with a decent gain after going up 1 cent. Now this can definitely get to a level, if we look at coin market cap, it can definitely get to a level of 70 cents or $1, especially with the rise in cryptocurrency and the fact that this is added to Coinbase. So I do think that this could be pretty big, has a lot of potential. You would need to look into more to see what the use case is, but at this point it doesn't really matter like what the use case is if the crypto markets are making huge moves. So I'll keep that on a watch list because it is new. I like new things on Coinbase. It's always great to get into because you never know. You never really know. So I'll keep it on my watch list just to watch it closely. Right now, AMC is at $38.23. It's up 0.58%. And we're seeing GME down 0.42%, down to 177.79. We have 346 people in here, guys. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. It takes like a second. It does help out though. Do I know Paris Hilton follows me? No, she doesn't. All I hear are excuses. I don't hear solutions. Shy introvert and wanted to change that, so I did. I forced myself to get a bartending job. Matt, how long do you think it will take for you to make your crypto? It wouldn't take me long at all if I had an actual developer that understood how to do like all the inner workings. Like I can research everything, but with how much time I have in a day, it's going to take me a while. Like it's taking me a while to put up the options video that I have to even edit it. It's taking me a while because I don't have like any free time at all. Like I mean, absolutely no free time. Like yesterday, I mean, I had like, I don't know, an hour worth of free time. And I'm glad that I could just put together some time to be able to play golf on Tuesdays because yeah, I would love to. I need to put that up. Like I want to make that coin. Matt, you gotta rewind this convo. Yes, he does follow. Let me check my Twitter. Paris was my 54th follower. Same handle as YouTube. Carl needs to get a job. PS5. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. I will have to. I don't know if I'll be able to rewind the combo. You know what you're gonna do. Oh, yeah, you're talking to somebody else. All right. So, GME currently actually decreasing more. It's very spotty movement. It seems like the volume is very low today. Waiting for 801 to see how that kicks in, but 701 did not make a huge move, a huge impact to the volume. It just didn't. Either go back to school or go back to school. All right. Thank you for the person that became a member today. I appreciate that, and also for the super chats. I appreciate that a lot, especially with the low volume here. But let's look through. Let's see what my Coinbase account is doing right now, because that definitely looks like a good position. But I'm probably gonna put more money into Cardano. So right now my crypto account is at 8,700. Sorry, 8,077. I don't know why I said that. Very tired. My internet computer is the highest amount that I have holding. I have 50 ICP at 2,000. $2,134. I have Litecoin that's at $1,116. Anchor, it's just below that at 850. Compound at 800. Gitcoin at 755. I do want to add to my Cardano position. Probably add somewhere around 500 sometime soon. I would like to see Dogecoin make a huge move so I can actually pull that and put it into Coinbase, because that's where I want to hold my crypto, is hold everything in Coinbase. Anything that I can hold in Coinbase, I will. And it doesn't seem like Robinhood's ever going to allow you to transfer that. That would be a huge hit to their financial statements. You missed my life lesson talk. Yeah, I mean, it was probably a lot to go back and forth. So give me the cliff notes. No, I'm just playing. You're good. I'm sure it was great and people learned from it. Are you hype about GameStop rebranding as EB Games? They're rebranding as EB Games? I thought EB Games was already a thing. As I'm quarantined because I probably have COVID again. I love Doge. Over hospitals. Robinhood said today or last night that the CEO is under investigation for not being licensed by FINRA. God bless you, Matthew Ferry. I'm praying for your numbers to go up and got a lot of support from the community you're starting here. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm quitting nursing as soon as AMC moons. I mean, don't quit completely. After the squeeze, I'm getting, I would assume, out of Robinhood. Yes. Shorting the hood. You need an AMC background or something behind you. I mean, I can if you want. Not an issue. Here we go. How do you like that? I can't see what people are saying. How do you like that? That's perfect background. Yeah, but we can't see the stocks. Because right now AMC is up AMC is up 0.47%, and GME is down 0.89%. Are you guys getting free crypto in the States too in Coinbase? Yes, we do get you get free crypto as you do like different tasks, I believe. Reporting live from AMC theaters and news anchor Matthew G. Perry. Yes, that's me. Much better, bro. Oh, GameStop Canada is rebranding as EB Games. Last 2 days, I've gotten $30 worth of 4 different coins. F doing quizzes. I'm sorry to hear that. Once Hood goes live, how long do we have to wait to short? I would probably say, I mean, I don't know. You should be able to short it right away if you want. I already have EB Games here in Canada. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I watched somebody that does like Funko Pop reviews and all that stuff, and he lives in Canada. And he goes to Toys R Us, and I was like, Toys R Us? What? I thought they weren't a thing. What does G stand for? Gangster or gangster? No, it's actually Gabriel. Why y'all want to short me? Oh, like short Chef Hood. I had a high ton of respect for what you put up with it. Yeah. Good morning, Matt. Didn't have time to watch your control squeeze video. Can you give a short version of your thoughts? Yeah, I mean, my overall thoughts of the controlled squeeze was just that when you look at them trying to bail out hedge funds, I mean, it's basically similar to 2008, 2009, where they're bailing out the banks, and the banks decided to do something to help the overall situation. However, in most cases, to where you have you know what, let's back up. So with 2008, 2009, right, you look at the mortgage crisis, literally they're on the verge of bankruptcy. It's a different story than what's happening now. If they end up bailing them out, they will have the room to basically say, you know what, I could double down and still be right, and triple down and still be right. So taking that money and putting it towards covering your shares, proving that we're right in this case, would increase the stock exponentially, right? And they wouldn't lose money. They would get bailed out and they're fine. They wouldn't have to take out their long positions in order to cover it. That's the whole purpose, is to not crash the market because of the long positions that they do have, billions of dollars worth of stock into other positions. But when you look at what they probably will do, is they're going to take it and they're probably just going to double down. They're going to take it as a loan and they're going to continue to short it and not give up. You would think that they would give up and say that they're wrong and see them fully cover, but they're going to try and halfway cover and maybe show us a different side of things. Oh, we covered everything that you do see here. All the 70 million shares, that's gone. It's down to 1% short. You're good. Just go ahead and let go of your positions. That's all you have to do. That's what they're going to tell you. And when they tell you that, maybe some people might follow it and say, oh, well, Ortex data is not lying to me. And then they're going to continue to short it and watch that drop down even more. And while we think the squeeze is over, it was literally just getting started. So there's an article on Google yesterday that explains the corruption in Citadel. I made my wife read it, and she now understands why I invest and hold. That's great to hear. My wife still doesn't understand. I've explained it to her a billion times. And it's not that she doesn't get it. She just doesn't care about stocks that much. She doesn't care about other companies that much. She doesn't even care about my company. No, I'm just playing. She doesn't care about other companies as much. But I don't want to say that, because she does care about the business that we have together. Put the charts back up. I will. I was just putting AMC there for a little bit. Let's put the indicators on this one, RSI and MACD, just to make sure it's lined up. Still not lined up, and it's bothering the hell out of me. Gotta line that up completely. There we go. Oh, God. Perfect. All right. So we're almost at 300 likes. If you guys can get me to 300 likes, I'll be happy. I appreciate the super chats too. Ken Griffin things are Gucci Man narrative, and things are most definitely not all Gucci, man. Matt, I will. Wait, sorry. Matt and I will hold. Yes, we will. If it sucks, we gotta keep doing it, right? Yeah. It is funny money to her, I guess. I wish they wouldn't control the squeeze and they let it burn. I mean, if they let it burn, anything that you do have positions in, most likely will end up decreasing quite a bit. Besides the heavily shorted positions, anything that's heavily shorted will obviously get will increase, right? Those will move in the opposite direction, but literally everything else that you do see in the market will decrease. And to create fear. So let's say Citadel says that they're pulling out, of all of their long assets, their long assets. That's going to probably make one, Citadel pull everything. It's going to make the stock price decrease. But two, with that news out there, it also will get other institutions, retail traders, hedge funds, everybody to pull their money out. Sort of like, let's say you go to a bank and, someone decides that they go into the bank that's a full bank. There's 30, maybe 30, 40, 50, 100 people that are standing there waiting to get their money out, or cash for check or whatever. And one person comes in and literally like goes to the front counter and says, I want to get, $200,000 out of here. And then they say, well, you can't take out that much at one time. And they go, and then they raise their voice and they go, you know what? I want to get $200,000 out of here. I hear this bank is going bankrupt. Then what is that going to do? Everybody in that, I don't know, ear space, everybody that's in the bank at that point will basically say, well, maybe I should get my money out. Maybe I shouldn't put my money in here. I have my check right now. I shouldn't put that in there. Everything's going down. So the only things that will end up increasing are going to be the ones that are heavily shorted that we hold positions of as long as we hold. So it will be a pretty bad crash if that ends up happening. Earshot. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Phrase. It's early in the morning. It's okay. But basically that one person or that one business that yells fire will get everybody else to panic. This is a killer pawn there. And they cannot buy them back. Yeah, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be tough for them to do because they're going to have to pay higher and higher prices in order to do that. Well, to all the fantasy football fans out there, here's a sign. Football starts soon. Your draft starts next week. Oh, wow. Football is going to be starting up soon, right? Our draft doesn't start until next month, which is funny because I gotta contact some people. Wouldn't a slow and controlled squeeze raise the floor because the slower it rises, the more calls will go into the money? To me, it just makes sense not to rip the band-aid off. So a controlled squeeze is not what you're thinking. It's not a slow moving squeeze. It's a point to where they cover it with the full amount of money that they have. So if government gives them a loan, basically covering everything that they have as a short position, which I don't know how much it is, they're basically ripping the Band-Aid. Like it's completely coming off as fast as possible for them to cover everything at once. That's if they do it that way. But they can do it a slow moving way if they wanted to, going up to a certain level, saying, hey, you know what, that's a squeeze, we covered everything, and watching it decrease. But yeah, like I said, if they go bankrupt, it could be a really, really big crash. I was really looking forward to getting those blue chip stocks on clearance. It helps other retail investors that aren't in AMC, so I'm with it. Yeah, that's true. If you're not heavily invested into some of these other positions, it doesn't matter to you. For me, I'm invested in all heavily shorted positions right now. And anytime I'm day trading is going to be something where I'm just looking to get in and out in the same day. And if I hit my loss target, I'm going to get out of the position. So it's not something where I'm holding on to for a long period of time and, making those moves or not making those moves, keeping it negative. The only thing I'm doing that with is my Fidelity fund, which would decrease a crazy amount if that did happen, but that's fine. I'm okay with that that happening. We see dips all the time. I'll just put more money in there. Obviously, I need to contribute more for 2021. Typically, I'll max that out right away. But I think it's tough to find that right method. Either you wait for the dip or you just keep buying in at certain points. And a lot of times I just keep buying in. A great thought last night with the possible UFC and sporting events. Why not make up their own sports book? Okay, so that's what it was about. It's about the fact that they should make up their own sports book. I don't know. I mean, I think they would be getting too far away from their overall business model, especially with not having experience there. You would have to hire someone that does have experience in that aspect. But I think you're taking a giant leap there and kind of moving away from what you're used to. It would be a great moneymaker. I think the main counter to that is it would get away from the family friendly aspect. Yes, and opening so many doors to sports and gambling. Yeah, it would. I agree with you there. We're up 42% in the pre. Oh, 0.42% in the pre-market. I think the squeeze is starting. 0.42%. We're seeing actually AMC decrease at this moment. It's down 0.21%. Just in a matter of minutes. Weird. I think I just read that. Imagine going to see Frozen 3 with your kid, and there's a bunch of college kids drunk screaming at the bar over losing money in the game. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it would definitely take away from that family friendly aspect unless you had a completely separate section to that. I just think they need to implement something different. Something that other movie theaters have implemented, but change it up, add technology to it a little bit more. They do have dine-in theaters, but make everything a dine-in theater. You should have people that are cooking food, and I know the food industry is tough, but doing it in theaters would be a lot better. And maybe they're waiting until COVID completely subsides, until it goes away, and once it does, maybe they'll change that up a little bit. If they did change it up and added everything as dine-in theaters, they already have the lounge chairs, which I do love. Add the technology aspect to where you order your food through the app, and then you have servers bring it to you as you're sitting in the theater, rather than having servers come up to you, and all that stuff. You add the technology aspect to it, would be great. Or even you order your food ahead of time. When you check in that you're here, then they start making your food. That would be great. I go to different theaters. I go to a movie tavern around my area. I can go to the Fox Theater or whatever, but some of them have dine-in movie theaters. Some of them don't. I know the movie tavern is dine-in, and it's amazing. We usually go there all the time, but now we've decided to go to AMC a lot because obviously I'm invested in it. So I want to support the business as much as possible and continue to, drive up their revenue in any way to help out the business. Not only just for the stock, just for the sake of the company. Because if they can't offer or issue any more shares, then the best way that we can help them out is by spending money at their theaters. So anytime I see a Marvel movie come out, I'm going right to theaters. I'm not going to buy it on Premier Access, which I could, and have a bunch of people come over and watch it. But no, that's not the case. Wish we were talking about, what was it really like? Today's trades or options. Red Zone, NFL Red Zone with prop bets from chair tablets. Interesting. AMC needs cannabis-friendly theaters? I don't know about that. Like AMC could partner up with DraftKings. Watch How High with a free blunt. What the heck are y'all guys on? Gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We have the capability to build the world's first bionic theater. You're probably too young to get the quote, though. Yes, I think I am. I was in the Bahamas gambling this weekend, and a gentleman sits down beside me and asked him what he did. He said he ran a hedge fund. So I said, "Go AMC." He picked up his chips, shook his head, and walked away. Wow, interesting. That's crazy. Yep, I took my kids to see Black Widow in the theater, and it was great. The kids loved it on the big screen. Yeah, I went to go see Boss Baby with Harper, and we're gonna go see another movie with Harper in August, as long as she does a good job at daycare, because she's been having attitude issues. So we have to deal with that. Total show $6 million man. I think I've heard of it. I don't think I've ever seen it. DraftKings and AMC, the sky's the limit. Yeah, I think that could be a good move, but I don't know if they'll do that. We have to see what they end up changing, because they're probably not going to change a lot of these things until my son's portfolio looking good. My daughter's portfolio is looking great. Yeah, both my daughter's portfolios are looking great. Even though we have seen things that are down, let me look at their portfolio, because I just added to it. Come on. Oh, I put the wrong password in. It might even be on cap locks. It is on cap locks. It's okay. We'll deal with it. Okay, let's see. So Hayden's portfolio right now is up 20%, 20.3%. Harper's portfolio is up 17%. So Hayden's portfolio is up a lot more than Harper's, but they're both up quite a bit. So we're going to consistently and continually add to that position. Speaking of that, I want to add to it now. Where do I have an ally? Because anything I transfer from the stock account, like here, I transferred directly into a different bank account now, because PSECU is put on the blacklist, which is crazy. Oh, so we're good. Um, yeah, so you know what? I'll add another $50 each to there. From Ally Bank to Eden. Okay. Transfer additional money. Ally Bank to you know, I gotta transfer more to Harper because she's older. I'll do that. All right, perfect. There we go. Now we're sitting pretty. My bank account says I'm the $5 man. Yep, I can buy all the access, but my kids and I went to watch Black Widow and Snake Eyes. Can't get that experience at home. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, I love the movie theater, and we went to go see Black Widow with me and my brother and my nephews. We went to go see Black Widow together, actually in an IMAX theater. So I needed to see it in IMAX. But any kids movies, any movies that Erica and I want to see, we'll definitely go to AMC. So it's gonna be tricky with that because AMC doesn't have an IMAX theater, and I need the huge screen uh for Marvel movies. So yeah, so I'll try and I want to support the business as much as possible, but I also want them to get a bigger screen. If they add a huge screen to their like something IMAX related, I don't know, would be amazing. I love her more. No, no, no. Harper's 4 and Hayden is 1, so I need to contribute a lot more to Harper's than I do for Hayden. I mean, I was already contributing some to Harper's from the beginning, but what I did with Hayden is I played catch up for some reason. And now Hayden's is equal to Harper's, so I need Harper's to be a lot more. Which I want them to be able to earn their own scholarship and everything like that, pay for school themselves, find a way to do that. But then this always becomes an option, and it only becomes an option once they get to a point to where they're 18. Then they'll find out about it. They're not going to find out about it until they get to that point to where they start applying for colleges and all that stuff. What I miss is drive-in theaters. It was always fun layout on top of the car watching. Yeah, that seems like a great concept. I think there's still some drive-in theaters somewhere, but I don't know. I appreciate the movie theaters and the lounge chairs and all that. Cars are very uncomfortable. Some cars. You get something like the Kia K900, which I'm not sure if that's even a thing anymore. That has comfortable seating, like very comfortable seating. Like for me, we have car seats and stuff, so I can't put my chair back. I can't do anything that I want to. Car seats are great. Once AMC actually takes off, if it goes to like 300 to 400, how long realistically can it hold the numbers in one range? So we could see some consolidation for a couple of days. When it starts to get to like real like FOMO buying territory. Like we've gotten to FOMO buying already. The previous FOMO buying that we've seen when it was down from like $5, I think, or $4 all the way up to I think $11 or $12, and then came back down. That was great FOMO buying. Wasn't the amount that we were really looking for, but then we've seen more FOMO buying going in from I think like 14 all the way up to 76. That was pretty big FOMO buying as well, and we're hitting these levels where we can see it consolidate at some of these levels like 40, end up increasing, consolidating at like 80, increasing, consolidating. So we could see this go on for a while. I'm just hoping that we see this jump to 145-ish by the end of the year, because I have a call option for 145 by December. And I hope that we can see that. But we can see consolidation happen over a couple of days. Disney Plus Premiere was a waste of money. Thought it was a subscription. Nope, it's per movie. Yeah, it's literally per movie. It's $30. So it's like you going to the movie theater. It's actually cheaper if you have multiple people. So like say if you and your friends were going out to see, Black Widow in theater and you had 6 people, it would cost you less money to buy it on Disney Plus and you all watch it on like say your home movie theater if you have one, which is not bad. It's not bad at all. There's a lot of people that have their own movie theater in their house and they spend $30 rather than spending 90 or 100 plus on movie tickets. But yeah, I mean, you end up splitting that and it's basically nothing. But I think that's actually it's going to be horrible for the streaming services. So I know Disney and all of these services are trying to say, hey, movie theaters, we want a bigger cut out of the ticket sales if we bring movies back to theaters. But actually, I think they would benefit from bringing movies back to theaters because less people are buying the Premier Access, and you're having one person buy it and 20 people in a room watching the content at the same time. They're getting less, so movie tickets are a lot better. So they're trying to basically push their way into it, saying, hey, we want more cut. But no, I don't think they should. I think they're good with what they have. I think it's like 70-30 or like 60-something, 60-40, which is not bad. Just get a soundbar and a cheap projector. Come on, Matt. What? Wait, what? Wait. You win, all right? You will tell them? I will tell them what? Come on, Matt. What did I do? We can go see the fights there. Sponsorship shortage stops him looking into buying a Kia Carnival. I don't even know what that is. I always said I would never buy a minivan. Oh, that's a minivan. That thing is dope as fuck. That's what I always hear. Like I swear, I've seen it time and time again where people are like, I'm never gonna buy a minivan, and then I'll see them maybe 10 years later and they got 3 kids and they're like, oh, this minivan is so practical. It makes so much sense. Like this minivan is crazy. It's got 3 rows back there. It opens by itself. The trunk opens by itself. Trying to sell me on the minivan. I'm like, I understand where you're coming from, but I do not like minivans. Like I will never like minivans, but it makes sense if you have multiple kids. Either that or something that has 3 rows. If you have 3 kids, you kind of have to either get a minivan or get a larger SUV. I mean, you're kind of forced. If you wait 3 weeks, you don't gotta pay for the movie. You will stream it anyways on Disney Plus. Yeah, I'm not waiting 3 weeks, because waiting 3 weeks in anything that I watch, if I watch If I go on Twitter, if I go on Instagram, if I go on YouTube, TikTok, anything, any platform, I literally see spoilers for everything, and I can't get away from it. So I have to watch it, and it's like I physically have to watch it. I can't not watch it. Just like Loki, I watch it literally the day it comes out, and can't wait for Loki season 2. If you haven't seen Loki, sorry I spoiled it for you, but there's a season 2. Look it up. Reclining seats, like legit reclining. Yes. A buddy of mine who works in a Regal told me that the movie has to make so much before the theater gets money from ticket sales. When that kicks in, thought they would get 100% of the money. Yeah, so certain theater chains actually work through something. I believe there's different chains that will get like 70% or 60% or whatever, and a lot of the places that you end up getting, or the like the company or the movie company, like Disney or Marvel, whatever, ends up getting like more. If they get 70% or 80% compared to some of the others that are 50%, they go to the places that they get more of the percentage to first. So they'll have that they'll have that midnight showing or whatever. You haven't seen Loki yet? Well, you have to watch it. It's phenomenal. Show us what we want to see. You will tell them what you know, and they will love you for it. This doesn't look like a minivan though. I understand it completely. And I've seen so many people that have said, "Oh, I don't like minivans," and then if it becomes a reality to where you really need it because you need 3 rows or you need the security or whatever, you end up getting it. And I'm not saying that that it's bad that you have a minivan or anybody has a minivan, because it makes sense. I'm just not a fan, just like I'm not a fan of pickup trucks. But some may change my mind. The Ford F-150 Lightning looks amazing. The Tesla Cybertruck looks amazing. I'm not. I don't know at that point. Plot twist: Matt's whole stream is from inside a minivan. That's in an AMC parking lot. Sure is. All right, so we got about 40 minutes to this stream. Looks like the concurrent viewers have picked up just a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit. So I appreciate you guys stopping through here. I also appreciate the super chats. That does help out quite a bit. Anytime the views are low, super chats do help out with making it make sense why I've been live for 3 hours. If I'm live for 3 hours and I only get 2,000 views, that's basically $20 when you would typically get like 100 plus. You know what I mean? So that's what we're looking for. But Ford F-150 Lightning is going to destroy the Tesla truck. I don't know. They both seem great. The Ford F-150 Lightning looks really, really good, and it has a lot more features to it. His laughable hedge funds are corny. I know. They do what they want to do, but we're gonna stick to the way we feel, and we know where this is gonna go. So they can try and push this along as much as they want, prolong the inevitable. We're gonna get there. What do you think about AITX. And where can you buy it? Is that a cryptocurrency? Because a lot of times you say like where you can buy it if it's a cryptocurrency. I guess it's not. So a lot of things, the OTC markets, you won't be able to buy it on Weeble, but you should be able to buy it on platforms like Fidelity. You can buy it. TD Ameritrade, you should be able to buy it as well. It looks like the movement, the volume that we have seen today, or I guess in the last day, was 19.61 million. It doesn't really share how many shares are outstanding or free float or anything like that. But let's look at the movement, the history of movement. We have seen it get to recently in February to highs of like 27 cents, 29 cents, which is not bad at all, seeing how it's 4 cents. Now, what do I think about it? I mean, it just looked like it had a pump from 1 cent all the way up to 29 cents in the same period in time that, you know, GME and AMC made a move. So this just looks like a move based off of the fact that this was a follow-up to one of those positions. It seemed like everything increased at that point. This did increase up to about $12 recently in April, and then it actually, sorry, not $12, 12 cents, and did increase to about 9 cents, and then started to fall down. So it's creating lower highs and lower lows, sort of. This low is not lower than this low, but if you start from here, where you have that high, low, low, it's creating lower highs and lower lows. So it's not showing me anything positive out of it, but you can definitely buy it on something like Fidelity or I think TD Ameritrade as well. Thank you for the super chat though, DT. I appreciate that. Aussies love their Ford and Holdens. Ford is better than Chevy. Isn't really moving right now. Only place I bought it was Woods Trade Station. Who is today? It'll be interesting to see how it fares. Is Carl still a net profitable trader? No, he's down 2%. I think that's what I was at, 2%. He was up 14%. He went from up 14% to down 2%. Going into Fidelity. Now this is still, we still have to wait a year from where we started that. So we're going to look at it after a year and see if it is profitable. We actually have to make a Carl's Calls trade this week. So taking suggestions on anything people believe is going to increase. If you have any suggestions, please put it in the chat. Any realistic long-term suggestions, let me know, because I have my own, but I would rather go with something you guys have and then see what Carl picks. So let me know what you're thinking, and we can jot it down here. I don't want that. What are you doing here? Those are all my thumbnail pictures. We definitely need to jot it down here though. So let me know the positions that you guys have, and we can look at it. No. Can you do it on live stream? The Carl's Calls. It's tough because I set up the recording and they show up whenever they show up, and then they go and pick it off. And when I see it taken off, then I stop the recording to see which one they went to first. So it's a little tough to do that. I mean, maybe. Anyone else see Matt's 20 flashlight? I don't. Oh, that's funny. Post a video then. Yeah, I do post a video, but it goes on Patreon. That's funny. Does that mean we're leaving a cat market? Or we're leaving a cat market? An interesting Interesting. A dog? Yes, I guess. Want to hear all of your ideas, no matter how whacked. All my ideas for AMC and where they can go, or you can watch his videos on his OnlyFans. That's private. No one knows about that. No, we don't have anything like that. But Bruce, thank you for the super chat, and I'm trying to understand what you're saying. I want to hear all of your ideas, no matter how whacked. I want to know what you're referring to. Is it like AMC that you want to hear ideas on, or like you know, innovation or whatever? Yeah, I hope that the view count goes up, because I don't want to be that person to say that in order to continue you need to have this many like super chats. It's I don't want to be that person. I'm not that person, and it just sucks wasting, you know, 3 hours. Like I love the time that we spend here, you know, communicating with each other, but the issue is spending 3 hours doing a stream, or 3 hours making videos, making content that I can make for Patreon. I can make for you know, my other YouTube channels as well, editing, all of that stuff. That's a lot of time that I don't normally get. And I just want to make this worthwhile. So hopefully when it squeezes, we can get up to 1,000, 3,000, you know, 4,000 concurrent viewers. But guys, let me know if you have any positions you want Carl to invest in. You're saying EL. Let's look at some of these. Earnings report. I'm expecting the bullish day in the market. Hopefully that's right. Also, try and find positions that are less than like $20. We wanna be able to invest in like a few shares. I want to go with 10 shares, so it would be great. I think it's 10 or 5. It would be great if it's like less than $10, but can you up the member price? I don't want to do that, because it's about the community that we're building. And no, I can't up the member price. I would have to create a whole new membership, but I can just stick with this member price and we're good. But I just hope that the viewership count increases, because that's all you know, that really matters towards the money that comes through. So if we get like 1,000 viewers, 1,000 concurrent viewers for an hour, that gets me to that point. But it's been hovering around, like in the beginning of the day for the first hour, it usually hovers around like 100 or 200, which is not bad, but it's not absolutely amazing. If you're not happy with the total views, you need to change it up. Something about it is not going to change the behavior and nothing. There are plenty of guys that want to do collabs, and I've heard excuses. Yeah, it's not about the collabs. Collabs waste time. That's an issue as well, because collabs, you would do it on their channel, and then you could do something on your channel, but it's just it wastes time. It's also something I'm not 100% comfortable with, and I feel like you wouldn't get as much out of it. Bro, drop your music first before you think about stopping. More co-hosts while you stream. You can also leave the channel up all day to pick up two more co-hosts for the channel while you are at work. See, that's a tricky situation. Well, the thing is it's not even to that point. I mean, there's tons of people that stream at the same time, you know, I do. It's okay. We'll leave it how it is. All right, so let's see where AMC is. AMC or GME is down 1.4% and AMC is down 0.8%. So where we stand at $37.72. Let's see where we can get to today, because we got about 30 minutes to the stream. We have hit some of these lows, so it looks like we have a firm bounce off of 37. Looks like 37.50 might be a strong support level to where we do see this increase to where it is now, around 37.84 of this high point. Hopefully we see some positive movement there. GME looks like it's in a form of like consolidation here, but let's see what the volume looks like, because I know 801 happened recently. We've seen 126,000 shares worth of volume within that minute. Volume was around 261K. I appreciate your streams. I wake up around 6 every morning and put you on my 10-foot projector screen so I can hear what's going on while I get ready. Well, thank you for doing that. I appreciate the super chat as well, Warzone. That's amazing that you put me on your 10-foot projector screen. I would imagine you watch a lot of movies on that screen. That's awesome. Get more active on Twitter. Will draw more people to your channel. The problem is that I don't know. Like, I am literally the only person that streams and does videos that has multiple kids, a wife. So it's a lot to deal with. Trust me. Matt, are you only a child? No, I'm not. Am I an only child? No, I have two brothers and a sister. Back up, Buttercup. You want more viewers, you need to do things that are out of your comfort zone. Okay. Yeah. Do collabs first. Collabs don't mean viewership. Collabs just means you're trying to feed off of somebody else's popularity, and I'm not going to be the one to feed off of somebody else's popularity. I don't care about anybody else's popularity. If people get suggested for my content, it's because I did the right thing. It's because I'm the one that's building the community. Who cares about what anybody else is building over there, or get exposure by somebody else's content over there? If I'm doing a reaction video, it's a different story. That's the whole purpose of a reaction video. That's why I have a whole reaction channel. And that's why I did create a reaction channel, so I don't build this channel off of popularity of somebody else. So it's a different story. Do collabs. It shouldn't be to that point. It's a reason to why things went downhill. For me is I'm not looking at any type of excuses, but you can see it that way if you want. I mean, it's fine with me. I don't really care. One day we will talk about the next thing. Yeah. Have you thought about getting on Twitter Spaces? Seems to be very popular and drawing people to your channel. I know it's hard for an introvert. Getting on Twitter Spaces. I don't know what that is. Like being active on Twitter. Like I try and post on Twitter, but I don't post as much. Show more current events and social media feeds like Matt Reacts channel. Great stuff. Thank you. Yes, I'm sure Rogue Legacy has 2 kids and one on the way. Who's Rogue Legacy? Does he also have 4 channels? Does he also post on TikTok? Does he also post on Twitch? Does he also has a 9 to 5? Probably none of those things, but it's okay. It's fine. I have literally an hour in each day, but it's okay. An hour of free time in each day. It's about the community. We're all together as apes. Yeah, we communicate all together. You ever notice how you don't really see too many collabs anymore? Because it was all about building, or finding popularity in some form or fashion for everybody. And I'm not gonna, stoop to that level. That's just not how I am. And he has a puppy. Yeah, and I have to take care of Carl. I mean, Carl is a big deal. Twitter Spaces a group, phone chat to let your the top of your Twitter page and listen in. They're quite informative entertainment. That sounds interesting. All right, so we're sitting at a good spot here. I don't think AMC is sitting at the best spot, but it definitely shows grounds for reversal. It looks like it's on an upward trajectory. We could see that break past that break even point sooner or later. It has gotten up to a high in the pre-market of $38.49. The GME has gotten to a high in the pre-market of 182, so actually making a pretty decent move, but then fell down completely all the way down to 175. So let's see, but currently it's at 176. It's down 1.2%. Let's look at some big movers of the market. So some big movers, SharpLink, SharpLink Gaming. That's interesting. You see that move from $3. It closed at $3.70, and now is actually at $6.01, up 76%. That's huge. Wow. You can see BT, it's up 35%. Pretty big. You seem to be complaining a lot this morning. Love listening to you, but we have all busy lives and a road to you. Choosing to continue what you're doing. Well, I appreciate it. Appreciate the feedback. Thank you. Good morning, Matt. Let me know via Twitter for lunch one day or a quick drink, Willow Creek and Penn Ave, to pick your brain and meet you. Okay. Yeah, it sounds good. Uh, all right. So, keeping going. This is ultimately people value authenticity. Carry on. Okay, Brian, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Don't meet up, Matt. You'll end up putting lotion on the skin, or you get the hose again. That's funny, but I'm sure it won't be to that point. Positive vibes, yeah. GSAT, solid company, goodbye. Look at the sell and the buy orders for AMC. Looks weird. Oh, I'm looking at the. I was going to say this is not AMC. What are you seeing that's weird about it? I mean, besides the fact that we're um, yeah, what do you see that's weird about it? Earnings report on GSAT. GSAT has gone up 1.46%. Year to date, let's see where the highest point of that is. $2.98. We have dipped down to about 84 cents to where it increased to $2, and now it's actually on a downward movement, a downward channel down to about a double touch point of 130, 132, currently hitting 139. So it could be to a point where this does increase back to $2. That could be pretty good. Infiltrate dark pools, produce tele-documentaries. GSAT and Nokia made a deal with Apple this year. 5G owns a lot more patients for satellite tech. Oh, interesting. That seems like good news. We're not really seeing an increase to GSAT. I would imagine Nokia is going to move with AMC though. Whoops. Up 0.35%. At that high point, that was up to $9. Are we going to see that again from down at these lows? That would be great. Usually you'll see 200, 300, 500 all mixed, but it's either low or high. If you have $1 million, why do you need credit? What does that mean? AMC should live stream an exclusive debate between our favorite streamers and Wall Street a-holes. Saying this play is bad. Bruce, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've been trying to figure out what you're talking about here for the last, I don't know, 30 minutes. I really don't know. You sent a super chat earlier that I didn't know like how to answer because it was like kind of vague, and like some of these, if you have $1 million, why do you need credit? I don't know where that's coming from. And then Supper Matt, I don't know. Self-insure. What is going on? The level 2 readings. Insure is better. What? Everybody seems to be getting some mental fatigue in this war attribution. I bet hedge funds have psychological and sociological. A lot He's saying if you have that much money, why would you ever need credit? Like, as in, like, the controlled squeeze? Is that what he's talking about? Like, why would you ever need credit if you have a lot of money? Because they have billions of dollars, not millions. I don't. That's what I'm kind of confused there. I like Boost better. Discord. What's going on with Discord? Oh, you're gonna show me a Discord. No one else noticed the 1K. Not too many in between. Oh yeah, I guess that is a little bit weird. A lot of times they like to set up walls. But yeah, there are a few that have like 1 or 3 or 5, and then you have a little bit in between there, but you have a couple of buy walls set up, and you have a lot of, oh, you mean sell walls. So you're seeing things that are over 1,000 or things that are at like 5, 1, 10, 20, 18, 7. Yeah. Yeah, that does seem a little weird. Huh. I mean, that's their algorithms, man. That's their algorithms. Hmm. Manipulation. If you're stressed about AMC and GME, stop looking at it. We have already won. It just a buy and hold. I knew I wasn't crazy. Yeah, that does seem very, very weird. Because if you were seeing consistent selling, you would see selling at so many different points. I understand the volume is low, but if the volume's low, you would also see that translate to a lot of the walls that are put in place. But we're seeing this decrease here, down 1%, 1.2%. Are we going to see a good day today, or is it going to continue on that downward trajectory? That prediction time. Well, we've seen this touch point at 37. Now we're seeing it decrease more down to it's down 1.7 or 1.5% now, but it was down to 1.76%, down to $37. We might see this decrease a little bit more before having a V-shaped recovery. So I'm thinking we're actually going to hit. Let's say we have 30 minutes, so we could probably see this come back a little bit from where it is, bounce at 37 or so. But I think it's going to come down and possibly break 37, because a lot of times I see that V-shaped recovery. So I'm looking at a $36 prediction somewhere in that area, and then seeing it jump up a little bit, getting back to break even before starting to pull back a little bit, then seeing that jump up again. Let's say this is going to go, it's going to go to 45 today before finishing at 43. How about that? How about that prediction? 45 today, finishing at 43. It hasn't even broken 42. So bold prediction. This is a bold move, Cotton. How are the new positions established if all shares are bought? How are new positions established? There's still people that are swing trading and day trading. If you're saying that all positions are held, all positions are not held. We're holding about 80% of it, but you're going to have a portion of that that's actually being day traded rather than just being held, you know? I was thinking the same thing. I just voted on AMC shareholder meeting. Today is the last day, peeps. 6.6 million USDC just burned. Interesting. 51. It's going to 51. Is that what you're saying? Earnings report. Was there an earnings report recently? Day trading synthetics? No, they're actually day trading real positions. I hope they're not day trading synthetics, but either way, I mean, they're getting in and getting out. But people are day trading and swing trading this position as well. There are people that are not following, well, they're following the movement, but only because there's so much day trading and swing trading potential. With so much volatility brings on day traders and swing traders. So you have a portion of people that are selling this and buying it and doing everything they can at those levels, but to see it consistently go down on something that is very volatile makes no sense to me whatsoever. Not asking for dates, just your thoughts. Interesting. There's a diamond so limited, and the service is like they did forget about us. Yeah, we frequent our AMC in Eatontown, New Jersey. It's just better to buy popcorn and watch the movie. Apple, Google, and Microsoft all crushed earnings reports. Oh, so you're saying that we're going to see this skyrocket? Well, that kind of factored into my statement. I think we're going to see this pull down. I don't know if it will get to 36. I mean, that's a $2 movement at this point, which would be tough. But I definitely think we're going to get to 45 or close to it, and probably finish somewhere around 43. I'm hoping a lot more than that, though. I'm hoping we have a 50% day, but you never know. Typically, we'll see those days when we have like a 15% pre-market. But then sometimes those 15% pre-markets can actually go the wrong way. So that's always interesting. In terms of why the price is going down, secret ingredient is crime. That's a funny way to put it. I just had a brain freeze. And how would that work if synthetic shares are being day traded? I don't know how that would work. I mean, it would just work as normal. I mean, you wouldn't see any difference, but how it's being treated in the background is probably a different story. But I would imagine they're actually trading real shares back and forth. Yeah, I would imagine they're trading real shares back and forth. But we wouldn't see any type of issue with that if it's something where they actually grabbed a synthetic and sold it. It's basically like you did nothing, but you gained money out of it. So, or nothing happened with the actual position, but you gained money out of it, if that makes sense. Because you didn't truly buy anything. It's like people that got married but didn't get married at the same time. You got married, but we're not really married. You just had a ceremony. So you just gained money, but you didn't really own the stock. Jesse, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that. Just joined your channel is my favorite, bro. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Just saying that means the world to me. I mean, I feel like bringing a lot of people into this community and reading all the comments, getting your thoughts, and understanding your opinion as well is always a great thing. So we can always get into a point to where eventually we'll build watch lists, we'll build Carl's calls lists and all that stuff all together. And then on Patreon, I'll be able to release some of those things on other platforms. We can create content as well. So I appreciate you being a part of this community. Real shares and naked shorts mix like half and half, lemonade and tea. Good taste, but mixed. Yes. It tastes good, but mixed. Yes. Dyslexic just a little bit, but it's okay. We're fine. Fake marriage equals less money for life. I don't know. Fake marriage equals more, because then if you get fake divorced, you don't actually have to go through all of the pain of actual divorce. We want to continue shorting and puts on AMC. what are the dividends called in crypto? I don't know. I mean, I just look at them as being called dividends, but yeah, I don't know. So they borrowed shares. So the borrowed shares can be shorted, traded, recycled. I read the Apex disclosure on Weeble. Scary stuff. Yes, that it is. It is pretty scary. What you can do with borrowed shares. I don't really like the fact that they can borrow so much, but you know, they allow them to do it. It's just a part of the world. Alex said she. Okay. Okay. Perfect. I think I might have an oil change today. That would be great. Oh no, that's tomorrow. Oh, we're good. Yeah, tomorrow. Thoughts on SafeMoon? I have SafeMoon. I believe it can get to a reasonable level where people think it can get to 1 penny. As long as you hold on to the position. Once people start to sell, things are burned off. So I'm holding on to my position. If everybody holds, it obviously will increase in value. If we're all holding all of the supply, it increases in value. However, with the fact that most people are buying it and then, you know, selling it right away whenever they see some sort of an increase, you know, they can do that. And if they do it, then it's going to burn off some coins. But once they burn down to about 25 trillion, to where I believe they said their max decrease was going to be to, like they wanted to get to 25 trillion and that's it. It can't decrease any more than that. I think that will give it that chance to get to 1 cent once you start seeing the popularity in it. But I'm still holding on to my coins and I'm going to let it sit there for a while. And when it gets to a really, really good price, I'm not going to sell all of it. I'm going to sell a portion of it. And then what am I going to do? Probably put more money in at some of these lows. So if it gets to a point to where I get to 1 penny, I don't even know how many I have. Let me actually bring up I think I have 28 million. I have 28 million coins. Don't know why I can't do quick math. I think it's 280,000. That's exactly what it is. Right? Let's just make sure, because I always like to. If it gets up to 1 penny, 280,000. Yes. If it gets to 2 pennies, then that's double that to 560,000. Now, if it gets to some of these levels, am I going to sell all my position? No, I put in $200. Am I going to sell $280,000 worth? No, I'm going to probably take out, let's see. Let's go here. I'm probably going to take out 80,000. So it's going to go to, you know, whatever $200,000 worth will be. But I will have $200,000 worth at that point. If it does decrease and gets down to a low level, I will put some of that $100,000 into other stocks, and then some of that back into SafeMoon, or I'll keep what I have in SafeMoon. I don't know. We'll see. But even if I have just if I have 200,000, or if I have I don't know, 300,000, whatever it is, 500,000, I'm cool with it. I will watch it grow, and I'm only going to take out a portion. I'm never going to take out the full amount. Which coin are you talking about? I'm talking about SafeMoon. Is SafeMoon a coin or a token? I believe it's a token. Yeah, I believe it's a token. Not 100% sure, but yeah, I believe it's a token. All right. It's 9 o'clock. I appreciate the people that are here that, you know, watched today. We had a max of like 370 concurrent viewers. So I appreciate you guys for being here, for being a part of this community. Hopefully we see something really big today throughout the day. We see it go to 45. If you haven't heard my prediction, I said it was going to come back to about 36 and then increase to about 45 and then finish at like 43. So I think we're going to see that come down a little bit, which we do end up seeing a lot of times. But I hope it goes way past that. I hope it goes to 50 and we see that, you know, make a huge move. Where do you buy SafeMoon at? You buy it on Pancake Swap, so it's on Trust Wallet. You have to go through a whole bunch of steps in order to do it, and eventually they'll make it easier, but right now it's a little bit more difficult. But yeah, guys, thank you for being here. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. I appreciate the 3 members that I gained today and all of the people that send super chats. You guys are amazing. And guys, if you want to follow some of my other channels, I have a Matt Reacts channel, I have an MP Shorts channel, and I have a Perry Experience channel, which I will be posting more content to. So definitely check out all of those channels and give them a subscribe if you are interested in those, because it seems like nobody gets notifications over here, but it's okay. You know, YouTube is doing its thing and it pushes out notifications to the people, or valid, or I guess relatable notifications to what you're watching. So I appreciate everybody for being a part of this community. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you guys in the next one.